All right, boys and girls, I am excited about tomorrow. We're going to be starting Kids Day Camp 2020. I'm here with my daughter, Emily. Emily, are you excited about Kids Day Camp? Yes? What are you looking forward to about Kids Day Camp? What are you excited about? Oh, yeah. So we're going to be going on Wednesday. We're going to be going, the girls are going to be going to the Live and Goods house to do some swimming in their pool. And the boys are going to the Rice's house to do some swimming in their pool. And we're going to have a great time. Let's see. Let's talk about the other activities. What are we doing on Monday? Do you know what we're doing on Monday? We're going to Drake Park, and we're going to have some relay races. We're going to have an epic water balloon war. We're going to have some kickball, some soccer, and we're just going to have a great time on Monday. That's on Monday afternoon. And what about on Tuesday? Do you know what we're doing on Tuesday? There's going to be something here in the parking lot.
We're going to have a water slide.
Oh, not just one water slide. Well, actually, we're going to have one tall water slide, and then we're going to have a slip and slide, right? Are you looking forward to that?
Yes.
All right, now, are you looking forward to some other things about Kids Day Camp? How about the skit? How about the skit? Oh, boys and girls, let me tell you about the skit. I'm going to introduce you to some characters this week. You're going to get to meet Zachman Ziegler, all right? You're going to get to meet Bruce Busta, and you're going to get to meet, we're just going to call him Coach, all right? You're going to get to meet Coach, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to have an awesome skit, and I'm looking forward to a time of preaching the Bible, and learning the Bible, learning verses, singing songs. You know what? What else are we going to do, Emily? We're going to do, at the end of every day, I've called the last hour of every day, you know what we're calling it? We're calling it popcorn, popsicle, lollipop, and a movie. Oh, it's going to be awesome at the end of every day, all right? So let's go ahead through. This is where you're going to come on Monday morning. You need to be here. If you're here before 8:50 on Monday morning, you get points for your team, okay? So you're going to come right here to check in for the registration. And then we're going to walk down this way right here. And you'll notice, look here, welcome campers, the good fight. That is our theme, the good fight of faith, all right? So you're going to come right in here. Oh my goodness, check this out. And we have a boxing theme, all right? So here's our boxing ring right here. And if you'll look up here, you'll see our theme verse for the week is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse number 12. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses. Boys and girls, we're going to learn this verse throughout the week, and I'm telling you what, I am so excited. So, a couple of things you need to know, all right? Every single day, you need to make sure you pack a sack lunch, or have your mom or dad pack a sack lunch for you. You need to bring a cold sack lunch, all right? Nothing that can be microwaved, maybe sandwiches, something like that, okay? Also, make sure you bring a face mask every day, all right? You're not going to have to wear the mask the entire time, but there's going to be some games that we play inside that we're going to ask you to wear a mask, all right? It's going to be $40 per person, and make sure that your parents come in and make sure that they fill out the permission slip if they haven't done it yet, okay? So maybe on the first day of camp would probably the best time to have your mom and dad, when they bring you here to camp, let them know that they need to plan on a little bit of time to come in and fill out that permission slip so that you can be a part of all of our activities. And it is just going to be awesome. Every day, be here before 8:50 and you'll get 100 points for your team. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the teams. All right? So there's going to be the gray team, and I'm wearing the gray team shirt, and then we have the blue team. Now, the blue team is called Team Southpaw. Team Southpaw. And if you don't know what a Southpaw is, I'll teach you about that at day camp. And then the gray team is Team Uppercut. All right? Now, boys and girls, let me just tell you this. I'm not going to be teaching you how to actually throw punches this week, okay? But what we are going to teach you is how to throw spiritual punches at the devil, okay? We're going to teach you how to fight the good fight of faith. It's the fight that God calls us to fight. And it doesn't mean that we're using our hands to hurt people or anything like that, but it means that we're doing things like reading our Bibles and praying, honoring our parents. All of these are ways that we fight the good fight of faith for the Lord Jesus Christ. Telling people about Jesus, praying, and all of these things. And we're going to talk about all those things this week at Kids Day Camp. We're going to have so many awesome activities. I don't want you to miss any of it, and I hope you plan on being a part of it, boys and girls. God bless you, and Lord willing, I'll see you on Monday morning before 8:50, okay? God bless.
Crikey! I just ran into
God's creation of the week.
So by my snorkeling gear, you can probably tell that we're going to go into the water. And in fact, not just snorkeling around the shallow areas. I'm talking about going deep. We're going to go deep into the ocean. And not a place I venture. I'm not really fond of like deep water or going out into far beyond just the waves and some very shallow areas. I don't know. That's just me. Maybe because fish fart in it. I don't know. It's just not something I like to do. But that's just me. All right. So we are going to go deep. You probably know some of the fish that are out there in the depths, like the anglerfish, where it hangs that little piece of light that uses to lure other fish, and they go, oh, look, a piece of light, and I guess they're hungry for light, and they just go and try to bite it, and then all of a sudden they see the anglerfish is like, hi, and like, no, and so we are going to go very deep, and because recently I'm like talking like published scientifically this month, a student named Alexander Davis was getting his PhD, which is like the highest level of educational degree that you can get. I was working on finding some of the most camouflaged fish in the ocean's depths. I'm talking about like creatures that are just camouflage. It was really, really hard to capture on camera and actually get a hold of them. So Alex and his team would scour the depths for these ultra black fishes. Okay, some of the darkest creatures ever found. They actually found 16 different types of deep sea fish that are so black they look like silhouettes of fish swallowing the light around them, like fish-shaped black holes shredding the fabric of space and time. Not really like that, but basically fish-shaped black holes. Because they're like, oh, all of a sudden, like, I think there's something there, but I'm not so sure. Like, what is that? And so, like, apparently, they might have been there the whole time. People take regular pictures and been like, you know what? I think there's something there, but I'm not too sure. And so they can see the creatures that weren't ultra black, but they found the one, but they could not see the ultra black versions. So to qualify for ultra black, you have to absorb. And this is a class, a scientific classification, for animals. Like, so to qualify for ultra black, you need to absorb 99.5% of light. For comparison, you get a piece of black paper stationary. You go, oh wow, it's a piece of black paper. It's dark. It's black, right? No, in fact, it still reflects about 10% of light. So it just absorbs 90% of light. And we're looking at creatures that absorb 99.5% of light. So it's a lot darker than even a piece of black paper. Now, this is not the first time you may have seen an ultra black classified creature. If you've been in the class and for any length of time, you've probably seen what the superb bird of paradise, and it's funny little dance that he does to get a wife, right? And so that is classified as an ultra black creature. It has those black wings and that allows it to show off the blue that it has, some of the blue feathers that it has. Like, it really makes those blue feathers pop against that black background and make sure that you can get a wife and you can do his moves, right? So now there are also some butterflies and spiders that are also classified as ultra black. So that brings up a question. Why do you need to be so dark down in the depths where the sun doesn't reach, because the sun can't go that far down into the depths of the deep sea of the ocean, right? And you go, why? Right? Why is it? Well, the current theory is that since even though the sun doesn't make it down there, there's still a lot of bioluminescence. Like last week we talked about that larva that generates its own glow and is glowing off in that cave, and essentially that's kind of what's still going on down there in the depths of the ocean. There's a lot of creatures that are generating bioluminescence, and so these fish, don't want to be a part of that. They are either on the hunt, and they don't want to be seen coming up and going, hey, oh look, I'm going to eat you, and when they want to be able to pounce on their prey, or they just don't want to be seen because they don't want to be eaten. So by absorbing so much light, they're guaranteed to be able to hide in plain sight. So how do they do this? I mean, how is their skin able to do this and absorb so much of the light? Well, and even man-made materials, that like the darkest man-made material is probably as good as what God created these creatures to have, right? And when God created them, He created them with this unique skin, this unique scales that actually have a lot of this pigment. Just like our skin, it has a pigment on it that absorbs light, that changes how whether somebody's light skinned or dark skinned, right? And so these fish have these certain type of pigments in them that will absorb a light, and in fact they're really good at absorbing. But then not only that, they have them in such a way, they're like little, you think of it like little grains of rice, and if you pack them all together, they have a lot more of them than other fish. So what happens is, even if that one grain of rice doesn't absorb the light, it will then bounce it around to another grain of rice, grain of pigment, if you will, that will then absorb it. So think of it like a pinball machine, where instead of letting light back out and reflect it, it just bounces around in their skin, in their scales, until it gets absorbed. And so that's how God created these creatures, to absorb so much light that they end up needing special apparatuses to even take a photo of them. So that what they have to do is they have to kind of capture it in a box, and they have these like huge, powerful strobe lights that like will flash really, really bright for a short period of time and allow them to capture an image of the fish. And even then, they still have to do some computer enhancements, like they do on like TV shows. They probably have to go computer enhance, okay, and it'll look like this, like computer enhance, and then okay, computer enhance, just computer enhance a whole bunch. They finally be able to see the fish, and then the license plate of the guy who stole the fish painting. No, bad joke. All right, so but that's TV for you. So so anyways, they have to use these huge lights to shine on those fish, and to get them to kind of pop out of the background, right? So they reflect so little light that you have to super expose it, and do some processing. So it may look brown, but trust me. So if you were to dive down in the depths, you wouldn't be able to see this fish. You shine a light out there and go, I can't see it. Maybe like on the edge of it, like you might get some reflections, like on its edges, on some parts of the body that may like its fin might have a little bit more reflection on it. You go, there's something there, but I can't tell. It's like you can't really see it. It just absorbs so much of the light. Think of that bird of paradise. It's black, right? It's daylight outside. We're looking at in that picture. It's daylight. It's still super black. You can't. It just looks like it's nothing is getting reflected. Think of that. Taking that bird of paradise down into the depths of the ocean and trying to shine a light on it down there where there's no other light around, and you go, all I see is that little bit patches of blue, and you're like, wow, there's just these patches of blue, and it's crazy, it's weird. So God made these creatures, that we classify as ultra black, meaning they absorb, again, 99.5% or more light, and these fish actually absorb 99.95% of the light on average. That's something that God created that just boggles the mind, and we're just now really kind of coming to terms with, wow, what did God put down in there in the ocean that's so dark that we just figured out how to even see them. And then there's these spiders and butterflies and birds that also classify as these ultra black, ultra dark. God made a thing. He made these creatures to absorb light so much better than we could even do with our own scientific capability currently. So that's it for God's Creation of the Week. I just kind of want to kind of bring that to you, kind of something I found recently in an article going, wow, look at these latest and greatest discoveries was these ultra black fish. Okay, wow, that's great. So see, we're still discovering things, we're still learning things about all that God did during those 6 days of creation.